Right, welcome back. Moving swiftly on with my next build. This will be the second of the kits that the wife bought from the model fair with that £70 I had left. As you can see, it is the Moebius HO scale 1313 Mockingbird Lane house kit from the Munsters. The box art's really nice, it gives you that green creepy effect. There's nothing on the back though, no preview picture, much unlike the Herman box. Going to the kit, I've laid all the sprues out. You can see that the base is slightly bigger than my hand. You can see all the mounting holes in there, and you got the mounting holes at the front for the brickwork for the base. All the house will be going onto this base, and you got a bit of the roof with a nice slate effect. And then you got the first half of the spire, a bit more roof detailing, you can see there, and a bit of the side wall of the house with the nice panel line effect. Then you got the spire roof, again with the slate effect and the chimney pots, and a bit of railing for the balcony. Then you got the brickwork there that goes onto the side of the base, and some more balcony detailing, and looks like the TV aerial and the wind blower, the north east west south wind blower, whatever you want to call it, weather vane. That's it. That's the word I need. Then you got the 4/4 to the other side of the spire, which I would have thought it'd been best to make it into 2 halves, but it doesn't matter. And you got windows, a bit more roof effect, and just various bits and bobs. And the last sprue, a bit more of the house to go on the side, with all the windows, and the panel effect as well, and the roof effect for the tiling, but not too bad at all. Going to the instructions, which seem fairly straightforward. Like I said, you get them little brickworks that you put onto the side of the base, and the spire with the 4/4 panels, and then the other half of the spire to make the spire. And then you make each part of the house and then put it onto the base, your final construction, with the weather vane and the aerial. And then that's just a little picture of what it will look like once it's finished. But the colours, much like the Herman, are very, very basic, so I'm going to have to do some research on this, like I do with all models, but not too bad. And then last but not least, for those of you who like your kits, you've got some see-through window panels. I think if I did know how to light this kit, it'd bring a nice subtle glow into the house with those see-through panels. But seeing as I don't know how to light anything, I've never really experimented with it because I know I'm going to screw it up. I'm going to do something special with this house. I'm going to build a full front garden. So once Christmas and New Year's out the way and the house will be virtually built, I'm going to get me some nice garden supplies like mini trees and a wall with a fence and all that lark. It'll look really, really nice onto the piece of wood that I got from work from the base. Anyway, with all that said, it's time to crack on. Right, small bit of progress on the monster house. You can see that I've put the brickwork all the way around the bottom of the base. Very easy to put in, as you can see, just slot it into them little slots. Basically, following the plans tells you to start with number 63 and then work clockwise all the way around. So I've done that. Then on the plans as well, you can see to put the 4 pieces of the spire roof together, which I've now done. Just the tapes holding it together, and the little bottom of the underneath of the actual spire roof. But a little progress nonetheless. Stay with me. Right guys, welcome back. Doing a bit of a test fit on the spire with the big main half and the 4/4 pieces, but Moebius have made a slight error with the placement. Basically, using the base as a guide, it tells you to put the number 7, which is the main half wall, 17, 16, 15 and 14. But as you can see, I've done that. There's 17 and 16. This part here is number 15. But as you can see, much like 16, it's got those little joinage arm bars there. And as you can see, they won't push together. So it says where 15 is now, that's where 14 goes. They must be swapped around. Because as you can see, it sits in perfect. So 14 is where 15 should go. Stay with me. Right, a bit more construction on the Munster house. You can see I've put all the 4 quarters in now, swapping 14 and 15 over. It's glued in quite well, not too bad. It's quite easy actually, just to put a bit of electrical tape just to hold each side in. And then once the glue dried, I've got part number 5 out to make sure it sits in that little gap. Because there's a little gap there, as you can see, just turning it round. There's a little gap there because I was worried about that gap. But looking at the plans, that's where piece number 5 goes. It sits on there and it sits in that gap. So that's one little panic averted. You can also see that I've took the tape off the roof of the spire. Again, very easy to put together. And then once the window dries with the little balcony and the rails go in, that'll actually sit on top like that. Not much, but definitely something. Stay with me. Right, construction continues on the Munster house. Basically starting on the west wing now, using the base as a guide, which it tells you to do in the instructions to make sure you get all the pins level. I glued number 2, which is the back wall, into piece 13. You got like little joint there, and then a long joint, and then a little joint, because the long joint's connected to the back of number 2 is like a dovetail joint, so I glued that into place. Same on number 1. You got the long one connected to number 1, and then on 13 you got the 2 little other joints, so that dovetail joint is glued into place. But I've had to use the blue border tape because that little edge there kept wanting to pop out, even though I'd got the electrical tape round, so I'll give that a bit of extra strength. And then using again the dovetail joint action on number 22, which is a short wall, glued that into place, as you can see, with a bit of electrical tape. While all that's gluing, I started on Marilyn's balcony, which is basically the front piece, which is the triangle piece there and that section there, that's all one piece. And then you got the 2 corner pieces, which is 34 and 35 respectively. I mean, you can see the little edges there, the seams. So you just glue them into place, very easy. So I'm waiting for that to dry. Also, a little tip for you got these little excess sprue joints. You can see where I've took those off. I've still got to sand those down a bit more, so obviously take those off as well. And then I've done the porch as well, which is basically the gridded piece which glues into the front piece, as you can see there. And then you've got the 2 angled pieces which glue into the side, again like a dove joint underneath, as you can see. And then those will connect to the little 2 stanchions which will go on the front porch there. But definite progress is being made. Stay with me. Okay, last night, after a couple of hours of the walls drying, I decided to put the side roofs on the west wing. So there's just that piece there and that piece there. I'm just about to set the tape off because it's been drying overnight, but as you can see, I've done a test fit of the roof and it comes off quite easily, as you can see. Basically, there were on the 2 sides of the roofs, there was like a groove that sits in to the 2 front walls, as you can see. But just running a bit of glue down the side, and they went in really nice. So I'm just about to take the tape off. Looking good so far though. Right, welcome back. Taking the tape off the west wing, as it's now all complete, it doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all, as you can see. It's just basically the four walls and the roof, the two sides of the roof. You can also see some grooves in there where I've got to put some other panels and roofs in. Because basically, the spire and the west wing are the two major bit of constructions for buildings. Because what happened now, you've got the front porch plate, which connects into the side of there, as you can see. Then you've got another plate for the back wall, and then two for the side, two plates each for the side wall, and then the front wall, if you remember from when I was test fitting into the side of the spire. Once all that done, then you put the roofs on. But I'm not going to put it all together and then primer it, because there's going to be nooks and crannies that I just cannot get into with my brush. So I'm going to primer the west wing and the spire first. Once those are all primered, and then I'll primer all the side panels and the roof panels, and then it'll be start for paint, which is going to take the longest. Construction ain't long at all. Stay with me. Okay, welcome back guys. It's raining outside, so no primer will be going down today. But no matter. As Blue Peter would say, here's one I prepared earlier. Yesterday was a very nice day. Nice and sun shining outside, very mild indeed, so it weren't cold at all. I got a lot of primering done yesterday. As you can see, the west wing is all done now. Grey primer for the roof. I masked it all off once the grey primer had dried. Then wiped on top of the grey primer all round, as you can see, and on the back as well. Also, I did the base, the brickwork on the base, all the way around. Basically, using normal household masking tape to mask all that off on the inside, because you're not going to see it anyway once the inserts are in. So that's done. Spire's all done as well, grey with the white on top. Also done that window section there, which sits in there like that. I've also done the porch wall there, and the porch and the stanchions, grey with white on top. Marilyn's balcony is done, which is the same. Just grey primer for the roof. And then the various bits and bobs inside the box. Roof section's all grey on grey primer by itself. And then the side panels and the railing for the spire, grey primer with white on top. So now everything is ready for paint. Stay with me.